Crime and Punishment. Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment tells a profound story about morality, conscience, and crime. The novel is about how Raskolnikov, a poor student, turns his life upside down with the murder he commits. Raskolnikov wants to prove that great men are above the law by killing a loan shark woman. However, after the murder, he begins to feel remorse and drowns in feelings of regret and guilt. Throughout the story, Raskolnikov's inner conflict becomes more complex and he tries to justify himself. Opposing him is the intelligent, honest, and compassionate police officer Porfiry, who tries to bring Raskolnikov to justice. Crime and Punishment has made a great impact since its publication and has made a breakthrough in the world of literature with its psychological depth. In this work, Dostoevsky skillfully deals with the dark sides of the human soul, guilt, and the power of conscience. The novel is considered one of the greatest examples of the psychological novel genre and is still read by a wide audience. Translated into many languages, it has been adapted for theatre, cinema, and television, and has been praised by countless critics. War and Peace. Lev Tolstoy's War and Peace describes the events in Russia during the Napoleonic Wars and the lives of aristocratic families. The book deals with the devastating effects of war and the inner transformations brought about by peace. The main characters Pierre, Andrei, and Natasha search for their own identities and the meaning of their lives in the shadow of war and love. Pierre inherits a rich fortune, but lives a life of restlessness. Andrei tries to find a new purpose in life as a war-weary nobleman, while Natasha grows up amidst love and loss. With Napoleon's attack on Russia, the characters face both the physical and spiritual ravages of war. The war causes a great change not only at the front, but also in people's inner worlds. The novel skillfully explores how people evolve in times of war and peace. Lev Tolstoy's War and Peace is considered one of the most important works of not only Russian, but also world literature. The book has been translated into many languages around the world and has been adapted countless times for cinema, series, and theatre. Since the themes of the novel are universal, it has managed to attract the attention of readers in every period and has left a lasting legacy in the world of literature. Pride and Prejudice. Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice centers on the Bennet family living in the countryside of England, and especially the life of Elizabeth Bennet, the second daughter of the family. While the mother of the Bennet family struggles to marry off her 5 daughters to rich husbands, Elizabeth is an intelligent, independent, and highly selective character in terms of marriage. The story develops when Elizabeth meets the rich and arrogant Mr. Darcy. Their initial attraction to each other leads to constant conflicts due to pride and prejudices. In time, however, both Elizabeth and Darcy realize each other's deeper character and faults. Pride and Prejudice was widely acclaimed at the time of its publication and became one of the most important works of romantic literature. Austen skillfully explores human relationships and the misconceptions created by social classes. The novel has been translated into many languages and adapted for cinema, theatre, and television. The work, which is still read with interest by a wide range of readers today, has gained a permanent place in the world of literature with its deep character analyses and social observations. 1984. George Orwell's 1984 describes a dystopian world in which a totalitarian regime reigns. The novel takes place in a society where Big Brother, the leader of the party, monitors every movement and individual freedoms are completely destroyed. The main character, Winston Smith, pursues freedom of thought and truth in the midst of this oppressive system. While the party keeps the public under control by constantly distorting the truth, it interferes in the private lives of individuals and controls even their thoughts. Winston seeks mental and emotional freedom in a world controlled by the party, but his forbidden love affair with Julia and his attempts to escape the system soon end in failure. After torturous interrogations, Winston submits to the party and is forced to accept not the truth, but the lies imposed by the party. In the end, Winston is completely broken and becomes loyal to the party and begins to love Big Brother. Orwell's work had a great impact at the time of its publication and is considered one of the most important dystopias of modern literature. The novel has been translated into many languages around the world, adapted to cinema and theatre, and continues to be read today as a warning against authoritarian governments. Animal Farm. George Orwell's Animal Farm is a political allegory about the corruption of revolutions and the rise of dictatorship. The novel begins when the animals living on a farm revolt against the cruel human owner, Mr. Jones, and take over the farm. At first, the animals aim to establish an order based on equality and freedom. The leaders of the rebellion, the pigs, act with the slogan, "All animals are equal," but they soon take power and authority into their own hands. Napoleon, one of the pigs, establishes a regime of total oppression on the farm by eliminating the other leader, Snowball. While at the beginning it is said that everyone is equal, in time Napoleon and the other pigs gain privileges and life for the animals becomes even worse than it was under Mr. Jones. The statement, "all animals are equal, but some are more equal," symbolizes how the revolution degenerates and is replaced by dictatorship. Animal Farm is a fable criticizing the Russian Revolution in the Soviet Union and the Stalin era. Orwell skillfully portrays how the initial idealistic goals of revolutions can lead to dictatorship and the corrupting effect of power. The novel was widely acclaimed at the time of its publication and has gained a permanent place in the world of literature with its striking handling of the inner side of politics. The Lord of the Rings series by J.R.R. Tolkien is an epic adventure set in Middle-earth. The story centers on the destruction of the One Ring and the battle against Sauron's plan to take over the world. Frodo Baggins, the hobbit carrying the ring, embarks on a perilous journey to Mordor with his friends. Throughout the journey, Frodo resists the power of the ring, while Aragorn, Gandalf, and other heroes fight great battles against Sauron's armies. The Lord of the Rings deals with the themes of power, friendship, and sacrifice. The work is regarded as the cornerstone of modern fantasy literature, has attracted great attention worldwide, has been adapted to cinema, and has gained a permanent place in the world of literature.